Well, it's early spring here in Virginia, and in between the 40 and 50 degree days, we've got some warm spells with temperatures in the 70s and 80s, and that might get you thinking about getting outside in your lawn. But where do you start this time of year? We're going to take a look at an early spring checklist that can help you get your lawn in good shape for this season. One of the first things I like to do this time of year is just get outside in the yard and take a look at how things are going. We've got some areas where the grass is really coming to life, and then some other areas where we've got some dead spots that we're going to have to put some attention into. What you're going to want to do is go outside in your yard and take a little survey and see how things have been going over the winter and what things you might need to do here in the spring.
So first, identify those problem areas. Look for any areas of mold or damage that may have occurred from winter weather, and rake out and clear out any wintertime road debris that may have made its way from the street into your lawn. Also, take a look at the grass growth. Here in Virginia in early April, our lawns are really beginning to take off, and it is time to mow that lawn for the first time. Also, identify any weed growth that may be occurring, as the time is now to begin putting down those pre-emergents, which we'll talk about a little later. Finally, use this time to evaluate your flower beds and your mulch beds. You can re-edge the flower beds and put down a new layer of fresh mulch.
Another thing you're going to want to take a look at is your soil chemistry. So you can buy one of these meters at your local hardware store, and it's going to help you find your soil temperature, water moisture, and pH level of your lawn. So before you start thinking about any kind of pre-emergents or fertilizers, you're going to want to make sure that you're within the range to be able to start putting down some of those applications. At this time of year here in Virginia, our temperatures are above about 55 degrees in our soil, which means it's prime time for us to begin thinking about some pre-emergent weed control.
The key here is to not start your lawn program too early. You're going to want to let your grass lay dormant until the proper time, which is when soil temperatures reach about 55 degrees or higher. It's at that point when you'll notice your lawn really starting to come to life and your lawn care program can begin.
Another thing this meter is good for is it'll tell you the pH of your soil. Before any kind of fertilization, you're going to want to know whether your soil is well balanced or not. Soil that's too acidic won't absorb the nutrients that it needs to be able to give you a nice, lush green lawn. So if you have a pH meter, you can put this right into your lawn, and what that's going to do is that's going to be able to tell you what your pH is. And if you have a pH of right around 7, you're good. But if the soil is too acidic, you want to consider maybe an application of lime to bring the soil chemistry back into balance.
So the moral of the story is you're going to want to look for a pH somewhere between 6 and 7. The more balanced your soil, the healthier your lawn. Soil chemistry that's not in balance will not respond to fertilization, and so having well-balanced soil allows nutrients to absorb and be used to make your lawn look its best.
Now, another really important thing this time of year is pre-emergent weed control. Early spring is a prime time for crabgrass and other broadleaf weeds to really begin taking over your lawn. So you're going to want to get out there and get your weed control products down early to prevent this kind of stuff from happening in your yard.
But some important advice would be to skip the high nitrogen fertilizers at this point. The increased solar radiation and warmer temperatures of spring is going to naturally bring your lawn to life. So instead of fertilizing now, you're going to want to focus on controlling the weeds. Broadleaf weed control is a must, and you must start early to prevent those weeds from taking over your lawn.
Well, before you know it, it's going to be time to get out in the yard and put some of your equipment to work. But there are a few things you're going to want to take a look at before you fire up your equipment this season.
A wise man once told me that if you take care of your equipment will take care of you. So don't skip these important seasonal maintenance steps, such as sharpening your mower blades, changing your oil, checking your spark plugs, and cleaning those air filters. Not only will these steps keep your tools in working shape, but things like sharper blades will keep your lawn healthier as well.
Finally, the lawn season starts quick, so you're going to want to make sure that you take a quick inventory to make sure you have all the supplies you're going to need when it's time to get out there in the yard.
Don't be caught off guard. Check those fuel supplies, recharge your batteries, purchase more trimmer string, maybe buy a new pair of gloves, and check your hoses and other irrigation needs. It might be quiet today, but your lawn is going to come to life fast, and you'll want to be sure that you have what you need to get the job done right.
Well, hopefully you found these tips helpful, and by keeping these simple yet important things in mind, you'll be setting yourself up for an enjoyable and rewarding season outside in your lawn.